Picture this. You're texting a girl you really like. Everything's going great. The conversation flows. She laughs at your jokes. She's sending heart emojis, asking about your day, staying up late talking to you. You're thinking, this is it. This is different. She's different. And then, silence. No warning. No explanation. No, hey, I've been busy. Just nothing. You check your phone. Message delivered. Not even read. You wait an hour. Then 3. Then a full day. You start questioning everything. Did I say something wrong? Did she meet someone else? Should I text her again? Maybe she's just busy, right? And here's where most guys completely destroy their chances. They panic. They send the double text. Hey, you okay? Then the triple text. Did I do something wrong? Then the desperate novel. Look, if you're not interested anymore, just tell me. I just thought we had something special, and I don't understand what changed. And with every message, they can feel it. Their value dropping. Her respect evaporating. The dynamic shifting from he's interesting to he's desperate. I've seen it 1,000 times. Good men, smart, successful, genuinely decent guys, completely lose their minds the moment a woman withdraws attention. They forget who they are. They forget what they were building before she came along. They forget that they were perfectly fine before her, and they'll be perfectly fine after her. Instead, they turn into emotional wreckage, begging for scraps of attention from someone who's already mentally moved on. And you know what happens? She loses all attraction, not because he cared, but because he needed. Because the moment you start acting like you can't breathe without her attention, you've already lost. But here's the thing most men don't realize. You have more power in that moment than you think. Because while you're sitting there panicking, wondering what you did wrong, she's testing you. She's seeing if you're like every other guy who crumbles the second she pulls back. She's checking if you're the kind of man who needs her validation to feel whole. Or if you're the kind of man who has something going on so important, so compelling, so valuable, that her silence barely registers as a blip on your radar. And depending on how you respond or don't respond, you'll either become another forgettable guy she ignored and forgot about, or you'll become the one man she regrets losing, the one who got away, the one who didn't chase, the one who made her realize, too late, that she was the one who missed out. So if you're watching this because a woman is currently ignoring you, if you're feeling that familiar sting of rejection, that confusion, that wounded ego, I need you to stop whatever you're doing and listen. Because what I'm about to teach you isn't just about getting her back. This is about reclaiming your power. This is about remembering who you are when someone tries to make you forget. This is about becoming the kind of man who doesn't break when a woman plays games, because he's too busy winning at life. So let's break down the 10 psychological moves that will make her go from ignoring you to obsessing over why you're not chasing her anymore. These aren't tricks. These aren't manipulation tactics. These are principles of masculine strength that separate men who get used from men who get respected. Let's get into it. 1. The power of composure. Here's the first and most important truth. The moment she starts ignoring you, you've entered a psychological test. And most men fail it within the first hour. They panic. They spiral. They act like someone just cut off their oxygen supply. But here's what you need to understand. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is more powerful than a man who refuses to be moved by a woman's games. When she goes silent, expecting you to chase, and you don't, something shifts in her mind. She starts thinking, wait, why isn't he freaking out? Why isn't he begging for my attention? Is he over me already? Did I misread how much he cared? And that's when the roles flip. Suddenly, she's the one checking her phone. She's the one wondering what you're doing. She's the one feeling the absence of your attention. Because women are biologically wired to value what they have to work for and devalue what comes too easily. So when you stay calm, unbothered, and completely in control, like a king on his throne who just watched one servant walk out, knowing 10 more are waiting. You just made yourself scarce, and scarcity creates value. Your composure isn't coldness. It's not cruelty. It's self-respect. It's the understanding that your worth doesn't rise or fall based on one person's attention. And when she feels that energy, that unshakable calm, she starts to wonder if she made a mistake. 2. Be the man who's wanted by everyone. Here's a psychological truth most people don't want to admit. We want what other people want. It's called social proof, and it's one of the most powerful forces in human attraction. So when she's ignoring you, here's what you do. You start turning up the heat and getting attention from other women. I'm not saying chase other women to make her jealous. That's try-hard energy. I'm saying actually live a life that attracts people. Go out with friends. Make sure women are in those photos. Have conversations with other women. Genuine, friendly, nothing forced. Be seen, be social, be the guy who's clearly not sitting at home depressed. And when she sees this, whether through social media, mutual friends, or chance encounters, something primal kicks in. She thinks, wait, other women see value in him. Maybe I underestimated what I had. Maybe I'm about to lose something I thought I could always get back. Jealousy is a powerful drug, not because it's healthy, but because it works. The moment she feels like you might be slipping away, like you're becoming someone else's prize, she'll start scrambling to get your attention back. Not because she genuinely wants you yet, but because her ego can't handle the idea of you moving on first. And that's your leverage. 3. Show your emotional strength. Let me be brutally honest. When she ignores you, the worst thing you can do is crumble like a sandcastle at high tide. Whining? Over-explaining? Acting desperate? Sending paragraphs about how much she means to you? That's an instant ticket to losing her respect. Because here's what most men don't understand. Emotional strength is more attractive than physical strength. A woman can handle a man who's not the tallest, not the richest, not the most classically handsome. But she cannot respect a man who emotionally falls apart the moment she withdraws attention. Because if you break that easily over her ignoring you, what happens when real life hits? What happens when you face actual challenges? What happens when things get hard? She's thinking, if he's this weak now, he'll be useless when I actually need strength. So here's what you do instead. You stay cool. You keep living your life. You let her feel the weight of your absence. You don't beg for her to come back. You don't explain yourself. You don't try to convince her of your value. You simply exist powerfully, calmly, unbothered, and let her feel what it's like when a strong man stops paying attention. Because nothing haunts a woman more than a man who doesn't need her validation. 4. Avoid begging for attention. This is where most men completely sabotage themselves. Nothing, and I mean nothing, turns a woman off faster than a man groveling for her attention. If she starts ignoring you and you flood her phone with, "Did I do something wrong? Please just talk to me. I don't understand what happened. Can we just talk about this?" Congratulations. You just became forgettable. You just confirmed everything she suspected. That you're like every other guy who can't handle her pulling back. So here's what you do instead. The opposite. You go silent. You focus on yourself. You let her wonder why her little game isn't working. Because here's the psychological reality. When you beg, you hand her all the power. She knows she can ignore you, and you'll still be there, waiting, hoping, pining. But when you go silent, when you simply stop engaging, she loses that power. Now she's wondering, why isn't he chasing me? Did he already move on? Was I wrong about how much he cared? And that uncertainty, that loss of control, that's when she starts chasing you. Not because you manipulated her, but because you reminded her that you're a man who doesn't need validation. And men who don't need validation are rare. 5. Don't put her on a pedestal. Here's a hard truth. The moment you start treating her like a queen while she treats you like a peasant, you've already lost. I don't care how beautiful she is. I don't care how perfect she seems. I don't care how much chemistry you had. No woman is so special that she's worth sacrificing your dignity. The second she senses that you see her as above you, the second she realizes you've placed her on a pedestal while you grovel at the base, she will start treating you like you're beneath her. Because women don't respect men who worship them. They respect men who see them as equals. Men who appreciate them but don't need them. Men who have standards. Men who have options. Men who walk away when disrespected. So here's the mindset shift. Stop acting like she's the prize and you're lucky to have her attention. Start acting like a man who has options. Because the men women chase never act like they're chasing. They move through life with abundance mentality. She's great, but if this doesn't work out, there are other great women out there. That energy, that quiet confidence that you'll be fine either way. That's what makes her fight to keep you. 6. The art of ignoring back. Women thrive on attention. It's not shallow, it's biological. Attention equals validation, which equals safety, which equals survival on a primal level. So when you take that attention away, they start itching for it. If she ignores you, here's your move. Don't react. Don't double text. Don't ask, did I do something wrong? Just disappear. Not out of spite, not out of pettiness, out of self-respect. Because ignoring back isn't about being petty. It's about proving you're a man who doesn't need her validation to feel whole. And here's what happens in her mind. First, she feels relief. Good, he's not bothering me. Then curiosity, oh, it's been a while. Why hasn't he reached out? Then concern, wait, is he okay? Did something happen? Then panic, why isn't he chasing me? Did I lose him? And that progression from relief to panic, that's when the power dynamic shifts completely. Now she's the one chasing. She's the one wondering. She's the one feeling the absence of your attention. And nothing makes a woman more curious than a man she can't control. 7. Level up and let her watch. Here's where it gets interesting. While she's busy playing games, you should be busy winning in life. Hit the gym, stack your money, build your career, start that business, travel, learn new skills, become undeniable. Because here's the truth. Women don't regret ignoring a man who sulks. They regret ignoring a man who glows up without them. Nothing, and I mean nothing, haunts a woman more than seeing the guy she ignored become the prize she can no longer have. She'll scroll through your social media and see you looking better than ever. You traveling to places she wanted to go. You surrounded by people who actually value you. You thriving, genuinely thriving without her. And she'll think, wait, he's doing all this without me. He's become more attractive. Did I mess up? And that's when the regret hits. Not because you try to make her jealous, but because you genuinely became a better version of yourself. And she missed her chance to be part of that journey. 8. Become too busy to care. Here's the best revenge. Having a life so full that you don't even notice she's ignoring you. Not pretending, not faking it. Actually being so locked into your purpose, your goals, your mission, that her silence barely registers. Go to the gym, make more money, build something meaningful, travel, create, contribute. When you stop orbiting her and start orbiting your own goals. When your life becomes so rich, so full, so interesting, she'll wonder why you suddenly seem so much more attractive. Because the truth is, attractive people are attracted to attractive lives. And a man with purpose, direction, and momentum, that's magnetic. So while she was busy testing you with silence, you were busy becoming someone she can't afford to lose. 9. Surround yourself with people who actually care. Here's a reality check. Why are you chasing someone who ignores you when there are people right now who would love your attention? Your friends, your family, your business partners, your mentors. These are the people who actually add value to your life. So instead of obsessing over someone who's playing games, invest in the people who don't. Go out with your boys. Call your parents. Build deeper relationships with people who respect you. And when she sees you thriving, surrounded by people who actually care, suddenly she'll remember how special you were all along. Because nothing makes someone rethink their choices faster than seeing you happy without them. 10. Set boundaries like a boss. Final truth. Letting someone ignore you without consequences is like letting a cat think it owns your house. You'll never get control back. You need to make it clear. You're not an option. You're a priority. If she keeps playing games, step back. If she treats your attention like it's disposable, make it scarce. If she expects you to wait around while she figures out what she wants, move on. Because nothing makes a woman rethink her choices faster than a man who refuses to be disrespected. Setting boundaries isn't about being cold. It's about having enough self-respect to walk away from situations that don't serve you. And women, real, mature, high-value women, they respect that. So here's the bottom line. If a woman is ignoring you right now, you have two choices. Choice one, you can panic. You can beg. You can send desperate texts hoping she'll suddenly realize your value. You can put your life on hold, waiting for her to decide your worth or time. You can sacrifice your dignity, your self-respect, your peace, all for someone who couldn't even be bothered to send you a text back. And you know where that leads? Nowhere. She'll lose even more respect for you. You'll feel even worse about yourself. And eventually, you'll look back and wonder why you wasted so much energy on someone who clearly didn't care. Choice two, you wake up. You realize that her ignoring you isn't a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of her character. And instead of chasing someone who's running away, you turn around and start building a life so incredible that she becomes irrelevant. You hit the gym. You make more money. You build stronger friendships. You level up in every area of your life. And 6 months from now, when she's scrolling through your social media, when she sees you thriving, glowing, winning, she'll feel that pang of regret, not because you try to hurt her, but because she finally realized what she lost. And here's the beautiful part. By then, you won't even care, because you'll be too busy living the life you were meant to live. You'll have surrounded yourself with people who actually value you. You'll have built something you're proud of. And when she reaches out, and she might, when she sends that, "Hey, how have you been?" text, you'll have the ultimate power, the choice to respond or not. Because by then, you'll have become the man who doesn't need her attention to feel valuable. And that is the real win. Not making her regret ignoring you, but becoming the kind of man who's so secure, so grounded, so whole, that whether she comes back or not doesn't define your happiness. So if you're watching this because you're hurting right now, I get it. Being ignored sucks. Rejection stings. Feeling powerless is awful. But you're not powerless. You have everything you need to turn this around. Not by chasing her, but by choosing yourself. So stop waiting for her to validate you. Start building a life that validates itself. And watch what happens when you become a man who doesn't need anyone's approval, because he's too busy earning his own.